The Leafs did manage to win last night, and they played very well. Like, that's the most complete game they played in a long time. Calgary had no shot. They came out flying. Their special teams were hot. Matthews scores 2. Power play goes 3 for 3. And Max Domi's been a big part of it, too. And I'm curious, we've had this Max Domi chat a lot in terms of where he fits, and he felt like somewhat of a nomad within the lineup. Like, should he play center? Does he play wing? Who can he play with? Where is he going to be comfortable? If he plays with the energy that he's played over the last week or two, that should allow Berube to be comfortable slotting him in somewhere where he's going to make an impact on this team, and that's got to be a positive, right? Like he may still have to play the wing, maybe play center, who knows? But if he plays closer to what we've seen out of him last night, the game against Florida last week, it's been a dreadful season for him, offensively in particular. But if he can rise down the stretch and into the playoffs, he has the ability to impact the way this team is going to perform.
Yeah, and he has a history of being good in the playoffs and in crunch moments, right? I remember last year he was like a point-a-game player the last 20 years. In the playoffs, I think he had 4 points in the playoffs, which, is pretty good for Toronto standards. You're not looking for a ton. You're just looking for something. And it's not – the funny part about his conversation is that it's never about is he talented. Like, you sort of know that he's good. Like, he's a good passer. He's got good vision. He's fast. He could be strong. We know he's tough. He can shoot. Like, he's got the bucket of skills. It was just sort of like, where can he best apply them? And, I think center is good for him because it makes him skate, and he's a good skater. Maybe sometimes not so good for him because he's not the best defensively. But, I think he's gotten a lot better at that, to his credit. And if you were to design the team, like, I think – you take away whatever they pay for Scott Laughton if you think, well, they pay him a first rounder, he's got to play higher up. But if you looked at the lineup last night, that's pretty close to what, other than Holmberg maybe being a little bit higher than they would, maybe they'd like a little more polish in that spot. I think Craig Berube likes the idea of that line. He's gone back to that McMahon, Domi, Robertson line. You're gonna shelter them. You're gonna get them third pair defensive minutes, and trust that their speed can make things happen. And when it does, they're a different team. When that line goes, it hasn't happened much, guys. It's been 10 games this year where they've sort of been impactful. But when they do, it's a different team because they offer something in speed that the Leafs need. The Leafs are not a fast skating team. That's a fast skating trio. I bet that's the fastest line they have of the 4 they rolled out last night. And when they can play like that and make plays off the rush and pressure the puck and finish, the team looks different. So I give Max credit. He's sort of never touted publicly, although it's bothering him, his stats and his lack of goals. Just keeps grinding away at it. But he would say maybe this is his time of year. And once you do it a few years, Hayes, you kind of get a pass for 50 games. That's okay. Max will be there when it matters most. So if he goes on a strong finish, plays well in the playoffs or however long it lasts, maybe he's one of those guys you sort of tolerate less than great production in the regular season because you trust that it's going to come when it matters most.